Carl, what's your current address?
1 Justice Street.
I was going to say, I live on Society Road. Because I'm the freaking Joker.
Yeah, just do that. Go on.
Oh,
that could just be the intro.
That could be it. It really grabs the audience. My name is Oscar.
My name is Carl, and this is Who Would Watch This?
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we try and figure out who would watch this film.
Today we're reviewing the 2017 version of Justice League. Why do we have to specify that? Because Zack Snyder's getting his own cut of it. This original cut from 2017 currently has an IMDb score of 6.3, a Letterboxd rating of 2.3, and a Rotten Tomatoes rating of 40% from critics. Oscar, what's the plot?
Fueled by his... Wait, what? Fueled by his restored faith in humanity and inspired by Superman's selfless acts, Bruce Wayne enlists the help of his newfound allies, Diane Prince... Why is it just her? Oh, what a poor plot. Batman gets a bunch of people to stop a man who is evil.
Try and name him.
I didn't. I made sure that I called him Evil Dude.
I mean the people in the Justice League. Who have we got?
Oh, we got Aquaman.
Yep.
We've got Cyborg.
Yep.
We've got Flash.
Mm.
We got Wonder Woman.
Yep.
We got Batman.
Yes.
And Soupy.
Yeah.
But Superman's died. I've now, Carl, for context, I've not seen Superman. I've not seen Batman v Superman. And I haven't seen Aquaman. I've only seen Wonder Woman, the first one.
Right. So
have you seen?
I've seen them all.
Nice.
I don't mind Batman v Superman. I think it's a bit of the ultimate cut's much better than the theatrical.
Yeah.
It's much darker and tonally consistent. So if you liked that, I can understand why you would really fucking hate this.
I thought people really hated Batman v Superman the most.
So, I feel like people have come around on it since Justice League came out.
Yeah.
So retroactively, they've gone, no, we don't. We don't want this.
It could have been worse.
We did want that.
Yeah.
So that's why, I think it's crazy to me that nobody seemed to like Batman v Superman. Then everyone rallied so much that they're getting a whole new cut of this movie for 4 hours long.
Yeah.
So here's some things that we'll quickly touch on before we get into this.
Yes.
Because the dark, unfun things about the film.
Mm-hmm.
They're not fun to chat about, so we'll throw it away.
Yeah.
So Zack Snyder left this movie after his daughter committed suicide.
His wife as well, yeah. She was on the project.
Right.
She was on the project. Not she committed suicide.
Yeah.
They were. I think she's a producer.
Yes,
yeah.
she's a producer with him. Joss Whedon came in, took over stuff.
Yep.
He had by that point, I think, shot like 3.5 hours of footage, 4 hours of footage. The studio went, we don't like it, and we want an under 2 hour cut.
Yeah.
So Joss Whedon had to do 88 minutes of rewrites. So in the end, this is only like 20 something minutes of like the original film.
Jeez.
So, and the rest of it is just reshoots. And I'll be popping it out there whenever I'm like, that's a reshoot.
Yeah, because I started to notice.
Yeah, because it's jarring.
Yeah.
You're like, everyone's hair's different in this shot. Why is that? Other things to note. Joss Whedon, apparently not that nice. All of a sudden, with some allegations.
Yes.
Ray Fisher not returning because he spoke out about said allegations and Warner Brothers didn't back him.
Who's Ray Fisher?
He's Cyborg. So
really?
that's pretty awful. So I think Cyborg got cut the most.
Yes.
So here's the least.
I heard that he was happy with that because I think apparently he was like, my performance and like the direction I got was shit. I didn't want to be in this.
Well, because he's the one that's been rallying for Zack Snyder's vision, so I don't know. Or does he mean Joss Whedon?
I feel like what he saw, yeah.
Yeah, so there's that too. I don't know, it's just like an unfun landscape. It's like also like none of these actors really want to continue to be like in these movies.
No.
The new Wonder Woman wasn't that good. Like it's everything about it's just so mucky instead of like the consistency and the constant kind of high of like Marvel.
It's such there's a studio right next to you doing it
so well.
And you can like talk about what you want about like the quality of them. They make so much more money, and every time I've watched them, I've gone, that is technically a film. I can.
Some of them are good.
Some of them are good.
Yeah. I mean, some of these are good. I think. What's it called? I think I really like Shazam. And I reckon this movie would be better if Shazam was in it.
Oh, Shazam, part of the DC.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Shazam's
then-
great. Yeah.
Yeah, and then what's it called? I thought Joker was good too. So
But they're not in this universe.
I know, but they're all made under the same studio.
yeah, fair enough.
And they're like,
but they're more standalone. I think
Yeah.
yeah.
but
But Joker
you know,
is now in this, in the new one,
yeah.
He's
So
in the
he's
credits.
been re-put in because
Yeah.
he's in a society.
because Jared
Is it
Leto.
clever or dumb? Who knows?
I think it's dumb, and I think Jared Leto was like, Heath Ledger got an Oscar. Joaquin Phoenix got an Oscar. I'm ridiculed for this fucking thing. Put me in the movie and make it so I'm okay. At least third, but not bottom of the barrel.
Alright, so let's rewind to when our younger selves haven't seen this movie and see who we thought would watch it. Oscar, Justice League? Yes, Justice League.
Yeah.
Thoughts before you've seen it?
I mean, I didn't watch it in 2017?
Yeah.
17, and all I've heard is just kind of anger. Just anger thrown at it.
Aggression.
But I think there's a point where people are watching these films to be angry. Like really, don't you think?
Yeah.
Some people are like I mean, we're doing it,
Yeah.
but 3 years late, so
It's cool now.
it's cool to hate on it.
It's no, some people just will only see a thing to kind of hate it. It's
Yeah.
weird.
I mean, we're doing that, but I think we're doing it in
I
a
know.
fun, inventive way.
But we're turning it into art.
Truly, a podcast is the highest form of art.
So I think this is an interesting one because we know who it's supposed to be for.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be for fans of these characters,
Yeah.
right? I know I've already seen this. I saw it in cinemas.
Yeah.
When it was released, didn't like it.
I don't think many people liked it, and I think there's only people that I won't call them like dumb, but some people will just blindly love. I think they're there's like the crowd of Marvel people really like the films because they're good, and then there's that like 1% that's insane for anything that's on the screen.
Yeah.
And I feel like this version is for them because they're gonna love it. But then I feel when the next one comes out, they're gonna love that more because it's probably gonna be more coherent.
Yeah, no, right. This from what I remember, this movie's a mess.
When we review this, it's gonna be an absolute artifact. Like it's gonna be useless. There's gonna be a better version out. If you want to, who would watch this? If you watch, you got 3.5 hours. Can you condense it to 2? Yes. Here it is.
But it will be different.
It will be different.
All right.
All right, Carl. Let's jump into it.
Okay, so
I thought, have you ever heard the theory, like in filmmaking, you should always start with a shot or a scene that really encapsulates the movie and like really ties in all the themes and sort of maybe like pays off at the end. How does iPhone footage of Henry Cavill with a mustache CGI'd out tie into this film?
because it meant that I was on my iPhone for most of the film.
Oh,
Nailed it!
God, I think we should do written reviews because that's such a zinger.
I remember going into the movie and being like, because here's the other thing though.
Yeah.
I think this movie feels so small. If you compare this to any of the Avengers movies,
Yeah.
don't you feel like they go on like an adventure? Even if you don't like them, they do shit.
They do stuff. This one
film
was just, let's get everyone together. Is everyone together? Okay, let's go to this very small area and fight that guy with ease. And
it's constantly like, you don't need this many people to
No.
overcome him. It
I
seems.
can't, like... And I think this is, like, so tread on.
Yeah.
But Superman is such a boring character.
Yeah, because he's so overpowered.
He's God. He's God.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, but what was my point? What were we talking about?
the
So
opening
look,
with the
these,
iPhone.
yeah, but these movies feel so small.
Yeah.
I knew when I went into this,
Mm.
and there was already chitter chatter of
Yeah.
behind the scenes issues, right? So it opens with this, and I was like, this isn't something Zack Snyder would do at all, because he makes pretty films.
Yeah.
Like, he storyboards the shit out of them, like Watchmen's so well framed.
Mm.
All of his movies are always pretty, like, they're nice to look at. They're
Yeah.
well staged. He would never go, do we start on an iPhone? A shaky iPhone. Oh, my children.
The aspect ratio is
Yeah.
also fucked up. It's like, God, it really sucks.
Yeah, it's weird. It clearly, like, a producer note was like, we don't see Superman for so long. You should have him at the start. Or something like that.
Like in a cool montage. How about we've got we've got this YouTube, we've got this little phone here.
What if kids were doing a podcast? It's us. It's us when we were in 2017. Oh, what's the third man?
Will you be in our podcast in 4 years? No. We'll talk, should we talk
They
about
explain what an S is. They were like, what is it? And it's like, it means hope. It's like a river. And I'm like, it's a fucking S and you know
the
it.
kids say that too. They're like, it's an S, you moron. Should we talk about the moustache? Because that's the one thing
let's talk about the
did know about.
moustache. Yeah. So the moustache is hilarious.
It's such a good...
And it's such a good tell of knowing, yep, that's a reshoot.
Yeah.
Because his mouth always looks fucked up. I'm convinced that the CGI artist had never seen a lip before. It's that poorly
What
done.
is it? Just that, but upside down? I can do that.
No, it's why has he got two bottom lips touching?
But what was he doing? He was filming another film.
Yeah, so he was doing the Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yes.
Where he has an iconic moustache.
Yes, very iconic.
And when they had to do the reshoots, and it was I feel like he might have done it when Tom Cruise broke his ankle, so it meant that they had to then go back, so he wasn't allowed to shave his mustache.
Yes.
And on a podcast I was listening to, Christopher McQuarrie was asked something like, "Why didn't you just let him shave his mustache?" And he was like, "I was happy to let them shave the mustache, and we could just like digitally CGI a mustache.
Yeah,
that's easier. That's an easier job." He was like, "But the studio was the one that was like, no, we're not fucking helping you." And he was like, "So it's just out of my hands."
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
That is such, because normally studio interference is a monster, but when it comes to attacking, because it's Universal and DC, it's like, no, you can fix this. We've got our thing. No,
what? It's like, oh god, maybe if it was like Marvel versus DC or something, but it's like Paramount versus DC. Like, no, we don't want you to succeed. It's also crazy that Mission Impossible movie made more money than Justice League.
Yeah, Justice League, it still made like 700 million.
Yeah, but underperformed.
Yeah.
Like, this should be an easy $1 billion film.
Exactly.
So, and people had already wised up to not liking some of the ones leading up to it.
Yeah, I think this one is where they went, fuck, we didn't make all that money, like, we gotta change it up.
Well, considering they shot hours of footage, didn't use it, then did reshoots, and has like an inflated budget of like 300 million?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Insane. So anyway... Does it
feel like a $300 million film?
Absolutely not.
Feels...
It looks shit, doesn't it? The CGI is awful in it. It then fades into another weirdly edited scene where somebody's robbing a place and
the
Batman's
guy from
there.
Mindhunter?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what are you doing here?
So do you know why this scene's weird? Did it feel off to you?
It felt very strange. Because it's him on a roof. Batman's like, I'm gonna get you. Throws him over a roof to fear, and then a bug attacks.
Yeah.
What was this?
Okay, so this was apparently filmed as a comedic scene, and the studio went, no, it should start out more dramatic. So it's a comedic scene chopped into...
It does feel weird, because
they're never really talking to each other.
No, and the rooftop, and this is when I saw the film, went, fuck, it's a set.
Yeah.
It looks like a TV set.
It looks so cheap.
And I was like, oh god, is this what we're dealing? Because it's I was like baffled. I'm like, it looks like something from Community, like a parody or an SNL parody.
It looks weird.
Yeah. So it's a comedy scene.
Yeah.
So that makes sense because he's kind of like, because they're a bit chummy at the end.
I'm he's like, well, what are they? And whatever. But because I think one of the other things that Joss Whedon did was fire the original scorer, who was Junkie XL, who did Mad Max and stuff.
Yeah.
And brought on Danny Elfman. And he keeps reusing all the old themes from the 90s and the 80s for these superheroes.
Yeah.
There's a weird clash where it's like, this is the new stuff that Zack Snyder's been doing, and then this other vision that seems to kind of want to pair them back.
Yeah.
And be more colourful and silly with them. And it's tonally weird. Because after this, it goes into a Zack Snyder opening sequence with like the slow motion and a great cover of Everybody Knows. I love this cover.
Which is this when he jumps? Is it when Superman's dead?
Yeah.
So
and
it's like
the
modern.
world. Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like it transforms from like a TV movie to like quite an epic movie.
Yeah, you're like, well, clearly Zack Snyder shot this, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know, it just feels wider, more vast. Like the area's populated. There's a man that just hates fruit fucking kicks that fruit.
What's up with that?
I know. Didn't you think there were like racism? Am I right? And he kicks some fruit.
But yeah, because there's like a Muslim lady that's like, how dare he?
Yeah, like get out of the fruit
and then
shop.
they
And
arrest
he's
him, and they're
"Ah."
like, so it's like, oh, Superman's not needed.
Was Superman ever going to protect this lady from fruit? It's a weird concept too, because they're like and I think as a concept, it's okay in terms of Superman's dead, the Earth's vulnerable.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this city alone has like 10 superheroes in it. It's, they could get by.
He's God, but there's like this. I don't know. Like Flash can run so fast.
I know.
He could definitely kill.
Oh god, it's like that's like the thing I love in The Boys.
Yeah.
He's so fast he would just obliterate people.
Yeah. God. Yeah. Now watching The Boys and watching this, I'm like, Superman should only be a villain.
Yeah.
He's only good as a villain. As a good guy, it's like, yeah. Anyway. My notes are so like tiny because it's just like what happens. Anyway, Spider-Man, Spooderman, Superman is dead. They had a funeral. One of the newspapers said, "Has he gone back to Earth?" with a picture of dead David Bowie, dead Prince, and dead Superman. That felt so wrong.
Yeah.
In 2017, when these a year after they died?
Yeah. Maybe it was the year of?
Yeah, 2017. I think they died. 26. I can't remember. But yeah. It felt very, wrong. Anyway, there's a bank robbery.
The Wonder Woman's here!
Yeah.
So Wonder Woman's all like, I'm gonna stop the bank robbers. And they're like, how? And she's like, I'm gonna twirl around a lot.
Yeah.
With my wrists! She's just fucking using her wrists to twirl.
There's a line of hostages, and the guy tries to shoot all the
Left
hostages.
to right,
and
imagine
she's like ding 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 with her arm.
Like Crazy Frog. Ding 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 ding. Yeah, when she's standing on that statue, it looks awful, don't you think?
It does, but I don't know whether. But is that God? Is it maybe like justice? Is that it? Is that like the theme? The message that she's justice?
I guess so. Isn't it weird that nobody says Justice League in the whole film?
What are we? Some sort of
Justice League?
Was Suicide Squad before or after this? Before.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
God, they've
made Justice League. So Suicide Squad was another one where they were like, could this be a comedy now? And the director was like, wasn't filmed that way. And they were like, but we'll get a banging soundtrack and we'll just chop it up a lot.
We can do that. They've made so much money off 5 failures. How dare they? Marvel must be like, are you joking?
Marvel must just be like, can we fucking buy them? And we'll just do something with it. The new Batman looks great with Robert Pattinson.
It does.
I'm so excited for that. Why haven't people heard of Wonder Woman by now?
What? Yeah, that's right. There's
so many issues where you're like, that doesn't make any sense.
So Wonder Woman, it was wasn't she famous from the 40s? Yeah. And then I guess in 1984?
Yeah, in 1984 when everybody in the world got to make a wish.
Yeah.
And she televised herself to stop it. Everyone just kind of forgot about that. Because in Batman v Superman, Bruce Wayne has a photo of her or whatever, and it's like, who's this woman? And it's like, when you wouldn't have been a kid, he's like, somebody should have been like, oh, remember when we all got a wish?
No, I think I remember that life-changing moment.
So we get introed to her, and then we get introed to
and that's the thing with this movie. It's just it's like cats.
Intro.
It's like fucking hell.
We might as well sing a song.
Well, because I watched it in Ultra HD, which makes it look so much worse.
It does.
But yeah, it's only an hour 50, right?
The credits start rolling at an hour 48.
That's insane.
It's so short, isn't it?
Why is it such a short? I don't know why they didn't press for a little bit longer.
Well, because they wanted this. The Batman v Superman had been 2.5 hours. They kept being told that their movies were too long and boring.
Yeah. The
executives were like, no, you need to turn in a cut under 2 hours.
God, it's
including
minutes.
Credits. So
I'm surprised at the speed of the credits. It must be a regular. You can't just skip it.
You can't.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we get all these. This is another thing where I'm like, this must be Zack Snyder because they're these gorgeous shots of Iceland.
Yeah, these are really nice. There's like
They're clearly on location in Iceland or whatever.
that's the thing. There's so many scenes where I'm like, why don't you guys do it on location?
Yeah.
They're like in a field for one of them. I'm like, just fucking go to a field.
But then they like reveal another shot. They're very clearly on a field.
Yeah,
And then they'll cut to a close up, and it's like, well, why aren't you on a field now?
exactly. Iceland's lovely.
Yeah. So this is one of the more glaring moments for me, and I remember watching it so I'm already sitting in a cinema, and and as somebody that like kind of liked Batman vs Superman and has been pretty dodgy with a lot of the rest of them, I was just like, what the fuck is this? Because we get introduced to Aquaman. They're walking around in Iceland. Ben Affleck's got a specific hairstyle.
He has.
It cuts to a gag. His hair's changed, and he's like saying a gag about like, that's not what it's like. That's the opposite of what I mean, or something like that. Then it's like a medium shot of Aquaman in the water, very clearly in the water. Then a close up where he's very clearly nowhere near Iceland.
Pretty insane. Like he goes continuity wise, it's a mess.
Oh, fucking thrown out.
Yeah. But also the dialogue is awful.
Yeah, terrible.
It's like, hey, Batman. No, sorry, they're standing in Iceland, and Batman's like, hey, I've heard there's a guy with superpowers here. And there's one guy who's like 9'2", glowing eyes, who's like, never heard of him.
And he's like, hey, here you can talk to fish.
They have so many quips, and I hate them.
Yeah.
There's so many like, you're a bat, aren't you? Oh, you're a super. Oh, we do these.
Like, very clearly, Joss Whedon was brought in to fucking quip up everything.
Yeah.
They were like, you did Avengers.
Yeah.
Quip up this script.
Quip it up.
Quip it up.
Quip it up, bitch.
Quip it! You know you wanna quip it.
Alright, straight off the bat, we're then, bam, Flash.
No, we're not.
What?
Bam! Ben Affleck shaving.
Yes. Bam, Flash?
No. Then he has to talk about his feelings towards Diana.
Oh, God.
Another thing that it's like, why does she have to be in a relationship?
Carl,
Only woman on the team.
Carl, she's a woman. We've only got... imagine that. They've got 100 minutes. You're going for a big whiteboard of things we need to do. And number one's like, well, they got to fuck somehow.
Yeah, well, an executive walked in with like a permanent marker, the Moxie. Circled Batman, circled Wonder Woman, drew a line and wrote fuck all over it.
Fuck or sexual tension. I'll have nothing more. Dedicate 12 minutes of this film to it. We've got 90 minutes. 13. Most of the rewrites
need to be about this. I sat watching that 4-hour cut in a screen and going, is anyone gonna fuck her? And we as a democracy have elected Batman to be the one to fuck Wonder Woman. Just
the boys upstairs. We've talked about it. Batman could.
Oh, the calmness of it. We've talked to the boys upstairs. Batman's gonna have to fuck Wonder Woman.
Oh, anyway, so he chats about that. He's like, well, will I?
Basically, Alfred's like, so you haven't been laid in a while, have you, sir?
Oh, God, it's Jeremy Irons, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. What a waste of Jeremy. I will say, I have not seen a movie in so long waste a cast this big.
J.K. Simmons shows up in a wig for
3
seconds less. He's like, you got to get that thing, Bruce, or I'm gonna go to the back.
They're like, hey, J.K. Simmons, you're like acting with files, and he's like, boy, do I? And they're like, come on our set. Also, you're gonna have to turn on a signal, and he's like, I love turning things, files and turning things. Pay me $1 million. God. They waste Amy Adams, who's in the movie for a very small.
Upsetting, right?
Yeah, Diane Lane. Like, I think, you know.
Like, it is.
Yeah, like there's so many where I'm like Billy Crudup.
Even Henry Cavill as Superman. Like, he's not really in it.
No, he's not. He must have loved it.
Yeah,
he must have been like, this is a 130 billion page script, and
I
don't come in till the last page
and save the day.
I love that for me. So then we get to
Flash, right?
Sorry, yeah, we get to Flash. We get introduced to Flash.
Yeah, so I've not seen the others. Why is his dad in prison?
Sorry. This is the first time we've seen him in a movie.
Insane.
We don't know unless you're a fan of the character of the Flash.
Yeah.
the mythos of the Flash is, to my best knowledge, which could be wrong, so don't at me with hate mail, or do. We want customer involvement.
We want audience interaction,
We
so give us
do.
anything.
Yeah, you know what? If you're listening to this, you're a fucking nerd. Fight me. No, seriously, email us or Venmo me some money. When he was young, his mum was murdered by somebody from the past, and the dad took the blame for it, essentially.
Yep.
So his dad's in prison, doesn't deserve to be in prison, so the Flash's whole thing is like, I'm going to work hard at being in the law and get you out of prison.
Gotcha. And that's why he's trying to be a law person, like a criminal justice person, I guess.
Yeah, he's something. I can't remember. In the TV show The Flash, he's something.
All right, cool. All right, so that's
So
that.
anyway, we meet him. He's signing something, and this guy's like, he's been signing something for maybe a millisecond.
Yeah.
This guy's like, hurry up.
He's a bit of a bully, isn't he?
The fucking audacity.
It's pretty bad, but then...
It's a second. It's so weird.
It is strange. Like, I get...
silly. It's silly.
Yeah, because if you have a bit more setup, it makes the punchline better, but this guy is, like, just comically evil.
He's got waltzes in with his big belly and his buckle. And he's like...
It's like Santa.
Where's all my joy gone? He's like, hey, hurry it up.
Yeah.
And also, here's the thing. He's the Flash. He could have hurried it up.
He could... There was... I think it was this, like, scene. I think they said, hurry up, fast, quickly, like a trillion times. Kept dropping these, like, fast buzzwords.
Speed! Do speed!
Yeah. You ever done cocaine? It gives you a buzz of speed! Yeah, so then he does, like... I do like this little effect where they, like, have a frame of his hand going up.
Yeah.
And then he's got a moustache. The bully has a moustache over him.
It's a weird choice to be like, the Flash will be our main comedic relief.
I like Ezra Miller. I thought he was... I wasn't minding him at the start. He did kind of wane a little bit. I felt like his only character was just a bit of comedy.
Yeah, it felt like a waste of the character, especially if you like the Flash. I can understand you must have been like, it's the first time Flash is ever going to be for a long amount of time.
Yeah.
On a cinema screen.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what the fuck is this? Like I don't mind the concept that like he's fast, his mind's moving fast, so he would talk fast and almost be like ADHD about the situation, but he's just like...
And there's some good bits. I'll give him that. I think comedically he's actually quite good. Just not in this. Why this? It feels so wrong when they're like about... I think like someone gets shot and he has like a quip to Batman, and Batman's like, let's not. Let's just not, Ezra. Okay, anyway, the...
Victor?
Yeah, fuck. Alright, bam, Cyborg's in the thing.
Yeah, Victor's alive. He's in a hoodie.
Was this a reshoot? I don't know.
I think so.
Thank God, because it's just him in this like shitty like friend set standing up against a wall in the window.
Yeah. What are you looking out at the wall at? What? Like it's the... It's just bizarre to me that they're like... They must have also just been like, reshoots can only cost this much. You'll only be able to use like certain sets.
Well,
I've already demolished some of them.
Yeah, well I heard it was $25 million for reshoots.
Yeah.
Which sounds like a lot, but if you're making like a $300 million film, how much was it budgeted for like originally?
I don't know. Probably like the Batman v Superman was like 200 to 250, so I assume this would get the same budget.
Yeah.
Basically, what it feels like we're watching is probably like a $50 million film.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the rest of it's on the floor.
Zack Snyder's taken 4 years to pick it all up and then, all right, I'm ready to go.
I know. Poor guy.
Yeah, so we're met to Cyborg. His dad...
He's a little robot-y monster.
Yeah, he's disgusting. His dad walks in. I can't remember exactly what the line is.
He's like, well, you fucking monster.
And Cyborg's like, funny you assumed I was the monster. It's like, yeah, you're freaky.
Look at you, you're a freak, you're half robot.
No, in half. He's got half a face and the rest is metal.
Also, he has great hair. It really annoyed me that, like, everything... He was so smoothly a robot.
Where was his hair?
Like, his hair was just growing normal.
Did he have a back to his head?
Sorry?
Did he have a back to his head?
To the front, just like, it was weird. I was like, his design, once, like, I was like, I wonder why he's in a hoodie so much. When they take him out of the hoodie and you see him full body and you're like, oh, put him back in.
Yeah. I haven't done much research, which is a great thing to say, but I've seen the trailer for the new one.
Yeah.
His body looks very different in the new one.
Yeah, right?
Does it look better or worse? I remember...
I think the new one looks better.
Yeah.
This looks, from some shots, like a floating cartoon.
It is.
Like it's been drawn. It looks bad.
It's terrible. God, I love fuck-ups in film. I never get why... Like, this is a bit of a difference, but, like, take, like, Star Wars. Like, I don't get why they don't plan these, like, precisely.
I know. I'm like, you're playing with billions of dollars of profit.
Yeah.
The planet.
Plan it a bit. And sure, have input from, like, producers, but have that, finish that, and then make it.
I know.
Oh.
It's so weird. Anyway, so
we met Cyborg and his dad. Dad turned him into a monster.
Moping around in a...
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm ugly. No.
Yeah.
We get it, Cyborg. We've all been there.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. Tell me if this is wrong. Wonder Woman lands somewhere. Some cube wakes up and an evil dude pops out of nowhere, and some flies pop out and they have guns.
Not Wonder Woman's the Amazon's planet?
Yes. If that sounds really confusing and a bit messy, hey, that's because I was pretty fucking confused.
So let's discuss how silly the villain named Steppenwolf is. And I get it's
That's
from the comic.
His name.
It's
That's
stupid
his name.
in the comic. Steppenwolf.
This is your Thanos. Like, he is... Well, let's go through his motivation. Because, like...
He wants his Nami.
Oh, like, yeah, we can talk about that. But yes, he wants to, I assume, destroy the universe.
It was like terraform their planet or something?
I think so. It's never said.
Bad.
It's stupid.
Like, in comparison to, like, say what you will about the Marvel films or whatever, Thanos has, like, a point to him.
Yeah.
Has a lot of screen time. They
Exactly.
they try and flesh him out. I know, I remember watching a thing the Russo brothers were like, he's a rip-off of Darkseid in DC. And they were like, Thanos just wanted to kill, so we just kind of rewrote him. Because that's not interesting.
It's not.
And I was like, why did anyone have the foresight to do this then?
I don't know.
With Stephen Wolf.
It sounds like a fake name a lawyer gives you.
It sounds like they had forgotten to name the character till post-production.
Well, I don't remember.
But it's comics accurate.
Did they say it?
So Stephen Wolf showed up. He wants a box. So really, let's break down his character. He wants 3 boxes.
Yep.
To stack on each other.
Yep.
Because he wants his mum.
Yeah, he keeps saying, and this is the bit of the movie that made me laugh the most of all the comedy. He goes, I will return you to mother. And then would fly up in a tube.
I'm convinced, you know what would be an interesting way to go with his character?
Don't say it.
He's a child lost in a supermarket.
Wow.
Wants his mum.
But the alien equivalent of that is Earth?
Yeah, imagine if the big reveal in this was, Earth is a supermarket to aliens.
Yeah.
We just kind of harvest whatever we want. I guess that's Jupiter ascending, actually.
I'm going to say real life, Carl. Because that's how fucking deep this goes.
Oh,
Jupiter ascending.
Have you seen that?
I have seen that.
Yeah. Do you remember the whole thing was like aliens just harvest
I remember the bees. What were the bees elements? Channing Tatum had elf ears.
Sorry, Channing Tatum was half bee, I think, and he wanted his wings.
It was so much better than Matrix.
Oh god. Fuck me. Okay.
All right.
What do you think of this action sequence where he tries to catch the box? Because I thought this was fun enough.
I thought it was fun. I thought, yeah, there were, well, I mean, like, the bit where, like, they're all dying, but they're all trying to get the...
Yeah, and they're like, yeah.
Yeah, they're flicking the box around.
It's, like, competently filmed in terms of, like, the camera's moving with everything.
I just kept thinking, though, all these fight scenes are, like, in, like, such a flat... I don't know if it's...
Right?
Is it, like, it feels like it's, like, a video game, and they deleted the whole level, and the background images are back there, but everything is just so flat and nothing.
That's why I always think these movies feel small, is it's usually done on a green screen.
Yeah.
It's all flat, because, well, the ground's flat in a studio.
Yeah.
There's no extras, so the movies always feel not populated with people. It's almost like the movie, it's like you're not like, oh, well, this exists. It's like, no, you can see where like a film set ends.
Exactly. Well, there's like 3 of them getting the box around in this massive giant valley.
Yeah.
Like it just looks so... Yeah, nothing. And yeah, you're right. The scene's not too bad with them getting the box away, but it's such a weird, ugh.
I assume cut down from a longer scene. Because I'm like, this is the intro to your villain. This is the first thing he needs of 3. and he gets it very easily.
You also need to show that he's super powerful, and yeah, he is in this. But I saw the trailers as well. There's like 1,000 more shots of this.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Also, his design in that new Zack Snyder trailer looks
spiky.
much better. He looks fucking silly in this.
He does, doesn't he?
Mummy. I wish he was British. Mummy. Bitty, please. Mummy.
Who plays Ultron?
James Spader.
I feel like he would smash this role.
Oh yeah, he would have nailed it, wouldn't he? He probably campaigned for it. He was like, Joss, I'll just voice everything until the day I die.
But if you turn me to Vision, I'll kill myself.
Yeah.
Don't make me wear makeup.
So then we have like a woman swearing on television that's like, aliens have been taking my...
What was that?
This is the type of comedy where I'm like, who's this for?
It is like so like 2007 internet
Yeah.
video, like, oh man, those crazy news footage of people being pretty crazy.
People be whack.
And I think I love it because like Lois Lane, Amy Adams just clicks it off, just mute. She goes, I'm not doing that.
I'm convinced as an actress, the director was like, so you're gonna walk in, you're gonna watch this thing on the television for 9 minutes, and we're gonna film that. And she walked up and she went, I'm gonna improv it.
Yeah, all right, so Superman's dead, and I'm really bummed.
I'm gonna recap what I think the script's about, and then somebody tell me if I'm right or not. Film it if you like.
You've got me for 42 minutes. We're going to do it now.
I was told I had a starring role. You're cutting me down to 10 minutes. Let's go. Now you're on the clock. So Cyborg discovers he has holograph hands.
Well, hang on. We need to go into Amy Adams' very important subplot that she wants to be a more serious journalist. Anyway, move on to your Cyborg bit.
That's all I've written down. Cyborg has holograph hands. It's like they've got to cut back to all these people to be like, they're still here.
Yeah.
It's like Cyborg really doesn't do much.
No.
Nobody really does much.
I think it's just Superman, and he's in it for 3 minutes. He's the big destroyer. Anyway.
He's the biggest Deus Ex Machina to just come in and be like, I'm just going to do this myself. Justice League might as well be me. I'm not hiring.
But that's like the biggest critique of this, and it's like so valid. Like, why, Bob? You've got a man who can just squeeze just like the villain's head, and he's dead.
It also just makes Batman come off as lazy. He's like, I don't want to fight him. Can we resurrect someone from the dead to do most of the work?
Anyway, so you real quickly, Wonder Woman gives the context that the evil dude's evil.
So, which is also apparently a much longer
story, and
like
also
story, and she's just like snapping through.
Did that feel like a movie?
Yeah.
Did that feel like it was like kind of a movie? It was like, that seems really interesting. And
it does. They were like at a time, everybody on Earth of all cultures band together to defend itself, and like Green Lantern's there and shit. And you're like, this is cool. I hope we're in here for. Oh, it's over.
And it's over. Yeah. So Wonder Woman pretty much just goes, these boxes, don't get them all three together because it's gonna make the world become hell.
Yep. He's like, so the Amazons kept one.
Yep.
The people of Atlantis got one.
Fish got one. Yep.
And then the men, buried it about an inch underground the surface so nobody could find it. I was like, fucking erosion will get to it.
Literally, a stiff breeze.
Just...
Oh, wow.
Just whips it out and it rolls.
Yeah, that's the most powerful. And somehow that's the last one he gets.
Yeah, I know. So is Cyborg this box? Is that what they're trying to say?
I think, that Cyborg's dad used this box to resurrect Cyborg because its power, and it retains DNA or something, and it allows you to live forever, but your cells are in decay. But pretty much there's no negatives, it seems, because Superman's fine and Cyborg's fine minus the metal.
Like, confusing, right?
Yeah, very confusing. But they're just things.
Yeah. Weird.
They're just magical things.
This whole thing is like told near a lake. Who's at the lake? Randomly?
Well, it's Batman and Wonder Woman.
Yeah, and then
who shows up?
Was it Cyborg's watching from afar?
Oh, that's right.
Why?
Because he had to be in the film. They went, fuck, you're not in the film.
I guarantee you, this was premiering, and the editor was like, oh shit, I left that shot in. Like...
Shit. Oh, well, God. I guess Zach's not here, and Joss isn't...
He's like, do you reckon anyone noticed? And just look over at a producer that was like...
What's a hit? Just like...
Yeah. One of There's a story I like from Warner Brothers. This guy was talking about how he was in the... Like, Warner Brothers did its first screening internally for, like, all the people that work there of Mad Max.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy that, like, works in the editing department for it, who did the storm sequence, where they, like, float up and shit, is a real quiet, reserved guy.
Yeah.
And you don't really hear much from him, but you know he's a good worker or anything like that. Apparently that played... And he stood up and he went, I fucking nailed it to like everybody in the room and sat back down.
But he did. Oh my god, what a beautiful fucking... Oh, I absolutely love that. See the black and white version of that?
No, I haven't.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black and white's pretty stunning sometimes. If you can do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you can't,
oh,
you get... Not Mary and Mac was the one you just watched?
No, that was actually very stunning.
Oh, okay, nice.
Like they put...
Just the content was...
Oh yeah, the
painful.
content was shitty. It wasn't Mary and Max for the listener at home. It was Malcolm and...
Marie.
That was for the listener to reply to.
Shit, it's like a Dora the Explorer.
Hey, at home, how many elves are around me? Count them.
Okay. Oh god, it's such a fucking mess. So, Cyborg...
It's like a math equation.
God, okay, so Wonder Woman and Cyborg meet up. They all drive to each other to meet on the street in their nice Mercedes.
We haven't seen the Flash get recruited yet. We don't need to talk about it, but he talks about brunch a lot.
Sorry, yes. So Bruce Wayne breaks into the Flash's, like, I don't know, cave? What do you call that? It wasn't a home. It was like a garage with a bunch of screens.
Yeah.
And he's just like, hey, join the team. He's like, yeah, I'll join the team. Batman, that's sick. But then he has this bit about brunch.
Yeah, so much about brunch.
Yeah.
And it pays off too, doesn't it, at the end?
I pissed myself. Yeah, it was that funny, Carl. Don't look at me like that. Wonder Woman...
Are you joking? Are you serious?
I've urinated, yeah. Don't judge me.
You didn't find it funny, did you?
No.
Okay.
I was like, that was the point where I wrote down, shame.
What was a gag you genuinely thought was funny?
I thought, not even funny, but I kind of, when he rocked up at the start, I'm like, oh, this is a fun energy.
Yeah, I thought the quip with the pen was funny.
Yeah.
And I liked when he saved those people at the end and said something in Russian.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah. I didn't like that scene. Not that scene, that subplot of the Russian family.
God, we can get... Because they're probably introduced about now anyway.
They are, so...
Somebody was like, pepper them in. There's no actual people in this film. They're all just fucking gods and machines.
There's no one else. There's literally no one else.
Nobody's ever around.
But anyway, yeah, so... what the fuck's his name? Sledgehammer? I've called him Evil Dude.
Sorry?
Steve Wolf. What's his name?
Steve Wolf. That's him. That's his name. It's Steve Wolf.
I don't even care. That's probably his name. Steve Wolf's like, where should we put these cubes?
Steve Wolf is coming.
He's like, where should we put these cubes? Is it Chernobyl?
I think it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be. They make a reference of, they go, man, this Russian nuclear power plant broke down 30 years ago. I'm like, well, Chernobyl.
Yeah, I think one of the issues that people had with Batman v Superman and Man of Steel was that there was such a high kill count in terms of civilians.
I do remember that.
So, and I feel like maybe their combat of this was like, well, what if the ending scene was that they were only trying to save like a family?
Yeah. Because I've heard that Joss Whedon put this family in, just for context.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, this was his little...
I guess when 88 minutes of this movie's him, it's most of the fucking film.
Yeah, exactly. Does he get directors? He doesn't, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Which is in... I found out how you get directors, like, the credits. You have to do 90% of the film.
Yeah.
And then you're allowed to... Then you, like, legally have to be director.
Yep, so it's to do with 90% of the script, right? You have to film 90% of the script.
Yes.
So, because I think Zack Snyder filmed 90% of the original script.
I think, well, like, I was watching it for the Star Wars Solo, like, Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Because they got rid of them. Because apparently if you get over 90%, then legally you're allowed to be in every meeting in post.
Oh, okay.
So Disney fired them at, like, 80%. So
they got 80% of the way through that film.
They got 80%. Oh, no, 75%.
Yeah. Because I know that, I feel like Zach Braff was talking about, because Zach Braff and them and the creator of Scrubs are like all friends.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Man, I saw some of that stuff from Solo, and it was very good."
Yeah, I imagine it
So,
would have been. But
such
yeah,
a shame.
but yeah, they cut them at like 15% short,
Yeah.
and that's why Ron Howard's credited that. But
Yeah.
then I feel like it'd be kind of shitty if they cut Zack, because I think they're good with Zack Snyder. They're just like he went through that awful experience. They're
Yeah.
like, we'll keep his director.
I feel like they might have even jumped at the opportunity to be like, you were like contracted for 3 films, and we kind of wanted out after the second.
Really, you think they used it?
Sorry?
To cut him?
Well, to come, but to be like, well, I know he was like, you can't throw yourself into your work to like get over mourning or whatever.
Yeah.
But clearly the producers went, oh great, a new director? Fucking redo a lot of it.
Yeah.
Like if they liked what Zack Snyder had gotten, they would have just gotten somebody to see over what was there. But they literally went, remake a lot of this.
So he made, did he make Superman?
Yep.
Batman v Superman and Justice League.
Yeah.
God, that's a pretty big. What is that? When did 2012 did that start?
Yeah.
Probably started filming.
Yeah.
God, 6 years of your life.
I know, right? It must have been like, I bet he didn't watch this film.
No, he probably. I mean, like, no. Oh, he must have now because he's done the re-edit. So he must have gone back and gone. All right, what did they make?
Must have just been doing notes, being like.
So Cyborg and Wonder Woman meet up to chat. They both drive there in a Mercedes. It is the most bland street I've ever seen.
Nobody's there.
It looks like a PlayStation 2 street, like GTA, and they're green screened on. But the Ultra HD, I watched it on.
Yeah.
Because it forced me to buy that. I was like, oh, fuck it.
Did you watch it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it on Ultra HD too.
Yeah.
Shame.
But like, it makes everything else look shit,
Yeah,
but
it
then
does.
so crisp.
Oh god, the picture's fucking nice.
Yeah.
It's funny that this movie cannot be found on any streaming service.
Right? I was like, pretty much like, I had the binge. That's Warner Brothers, isn't it?
Yeah, it's HBO.
Yeah,
so.
that's what I thought. It had like those sort of stuff. It's so hard to find.
Yeah, weird. So there's the Atlantis scene where we see Atlantis and they get their box stolen.
Yeah.
Done with ease, not really an action sequence. And this is where I was like, in comparison to Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman,
Yeah.
frankly, a lot of other superhero movies, this movie is not very violent and there's not a lot of action.
But not, I mean, violence doesn't have to be a big thing.
No.
But like, just action-wise, the guy rocks up, Stephen Wolf, punches Aquaman, grabs the box, and that's about it.
Yeah, but it's like in terms of when I want to talk about like violence with it, it's like you want to feel that there's any sort of like threat.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like there's a real threat to any of the action.
No.
He kind of just swims in and grabs it like it's a survivor
Very
challenge.
casually, and then beams up. The beam is such a weak, like, I think it's a shit plot, like,
Where's
device.
he beaming to and from?
I've got no clue.
Is there a ship?
Like, I guess. It's just
His mother's breasts?
I think so. We won't jump into the mother stuff yet, will we?
Like, he's jumping into it. Ooh.
Am I editing this one?
Yep.
Jesus. Fucking, oh god. Aquaman saves a fisherman.
Yep.
He then takes him to a bar, and then he's drinking at a bar. He does this cool music while he's drinking, and he does
Like,
cool music. Glug, glug, glug. Goes, saves a fisherman. If this film is sounding like a fucking mess, like we're just doing little vignettes of stuff, then yeah.
There's no connectivity between anything that's happening. It's weird. Cyborg explicitly says he doesn't want to help. Then he comes back and helps.
Yep.
Not explained.
No clue why.
I'm not really even sure what happens here. Steppenwolf has taken a handful of hostages in a sewer.
Yeah, I don't know where this sewer. I thought it was near the Chernobyl, but I don't think it was.
It's in the city.
It's in the city. Yeah, they're in this. Again, there's these. Every single environment in this is just such a vast, massive, symmetrical. It's like a big, like, just cylinder, and that's where they're fighting.
Yeah.
And he's got like 4 hostages, and he saves them all, and then they fight in this. Batman has this like claw vehicle. What would you call that?
So his Batmobile turns into a crab. That's
Yeah.
what I wrote. Just crabs its way up the wall. He's like, sorry, I didn't bring a spear or something, and is like, I'm gonna crab my way out of the situation.
It's such a specific. Why did he build this? How many times has he been fighting vertically in a pipe that he's like, well, fuck, I better invest. I'd say $100 million into this.
I can guarantee you there was just a scene where it was Batman and Alfred sitting around going, what sea urchins could we turn our things into?
Seahorse?
I was about to say, can you imagine if it seahorsed its way up and just started bouncing off of things with it, and then used its nose to get its head all the way up?
That could work, Alfred. Write that down. Write that down. This is, oh god, do we even need to talk about what happens? What happens?
I don't mind this one thing. They don't really play into it much or do much with it, but the Flash is like, I've never actually done anything superhero-y.
Yeah.
What do I do? And he's like, nothing. Just try and save one person. And he's like, then what? And he's like, you'll know.
Yeah.
And he saves one guy, and he's like, that feels great. I'm going to continue to save.
Exactly.
Sure. Good
That's nice.
moment, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on.
The
water comes out of somewhere.
They're under. Yeah, Batman's like, they're all like, where are we? We're like, oh no, we're under the dam. It just starts flooding. The guy, Steven's like, I'm beaming out of here. Good luck.
Steven's got his suit and tie on, and he wolfs himself out of there.
Oh.
Also, let's talk about, like, have you seen Days of Future Past or any of the Quicksilver scenes in the X-Men films?
I have seen one of the Quicksilver scenes.
Yeah.
They're I always like them.
They're so much better than this Flash stuff.
It's the lightning, I think, that ruins it. It's just like blue noise that kind of gets in the way of stuff.
Yeah.
The Quicksilver stuff's sick.
Yeah,
it's
so cool. The way that they're, like, I don't know, like, they do great with, like, things slowly falling.
Yeah.
He's kind of leisurely walking around, but everything's moving at different frame rates. It's like he'll poke somebody in the cheek and you'll see the ripple slowly go through the face. Like, so much cooler.
What happened?
So then after this, Bruce is like, I'm gonna bring back Superman. So the Flash and the Ball go and start grave digging up his body.
Oh my! So what? Where? Okay, so there's 2 graves. Is that right?
No.
So that what they were digging was that massive cave they found.
No. So there's 2 things.
Yeah.
There's the superhero ship of Zod, I think, or something.
Yeah.
That has all of, like, the home planet shit of Superman.
Yes.
And like there's a big facility around it in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
And everyone's been researching on that.
Gotcha.
Then he was buried somewhere else.
Yeah.
So
Clark
they've got to grab Clark Kent.
Yep.
Put him into goo in the ship.
Oh, so that really was just them grave digging. They have this interaction.
Just flat out grave digging.
They have this interaction, and I don't know if it was meant to be funny. Like, I guess it was, but like, he just like goes for a fist bump. He's like, oh, racial tension, and then kind of recedes. And it's really awkward. I don't think it should be. It's like a very weird joke to put in like a multi-billion-dollar like industry.
It's because, again, permanent marker grave digging was written on the board. Somebody tried to erase it. And they went, oh no, we're going to have to film that, aren't we?
The guys upstairs, we've ran the numbers, you wouldn't believe how popular grave digging is now. Teens are loving it. TikTok trends of digging up dead people are through the roof.
Our statistics tell us that grave digging's really up. So the boys upstairs have sent me down into your little crib here. Gross, by the way. You're going to have to do some grave digging.
Oh, 13 minutes of Wonder Woman and Batman fucking, that's fine. We'll knock that up to 16 and we'll give grave digging a big 20.
I love the idea that they're like, God, between the Wonder Woman and Batman fucking and the grave digging, I don't know where the film's gonna go. But that's not my job, that's yours.
Also, we're cutting it down. You guys have 82 minutes.
We're actually we're putting all this on Quibi, so you've just got seconds, really.
Those seconds we filled with grave fucking and Wonder Woman. Anyway, I would have loved the scene where they're hauling Superman's dead carcass around the city.
I can imagine he's heavy, just because he's a god.
Yeah, he'd be a weighty alien.
So they bring him back to life. I think this is the other thing that I thought was okay, was all of them fighting Superman.
I thought it was, but then...
I like the scene where his eye moves. It's like for the first time Flash has seen somebody move as quick as him.
Yes, that is cool, because he's like, oh no, fuck, Superman's gonna fucking... Again, Superman's...
nail me!
God.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but it's over so quickly and so anticlimactic.
So short. It's so short.
Because Batman's...
And nobody's around.
It's the flattest like land in the world. And then Lois, I don't know how she gets there, but she...
Well, they showed him. what's his face was driving? Alfred.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. The other thing I like about this scene is the fact that Batman rocked up late because he doesn't have speed or powers to get there.
Yeah, he just has to go like, I took a taxi, took an Uber. But yeah.
But also a part of me makes me think that they were like, nah, we're shortening this whole Batman-Superman relationship thing, so he's just going to be to the side, isolated by himself.
So the scene ends with like the weirdest Deus Ex Machina of just like Superman about to crush Batman's skull, and then Lois is like, hey, remember we were together? He's like, yes.
Remember when you put your P in my V?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do.
Thanks. And they just go off. They fly off to the farm that he was from.
And then Batman's crawling on the ground, is like, something's definitely bleeding.
he's like a. Let's go get the guy.
It's weird. Also, the other thing that's weird about this scene is they just left the mother box exposed. And they look over and the mother box is just taken and Wonder Woman's like, rats.
They're so nonchalant, but just like, well, we can get him, but let him do it. We'll get him.
Oh, we lost sight about what we were trying to do. Shit.
Why did they bring it? Oh, because it popped out of Superman? Oh, dumb.
I don't know.
So dumb.
But I love the fact that Stefan was like, God, the hardest fight will be for the third. Oh.
Oh, you guys just left it here.
Here we go. Oh, and I've got it, and I'll sit on top of those three. Boop. God, and this is where you have so many close-ups of Henry Cavill's weird lip.
I was going to say that and his chest.
Yeah.
But yeah, why? Because this is not, I don't know why the first shot on the like iPhone was a bit like looked worse. This just looks very.
I must say, it looks off.
Yeah.
Watching it on a television, when this was on a cinema, you could tell it was weird because it was just so giant.
Yeah.
You know, and
why
you were like,
do this? Why do a close up?
What a bizarre, just why is a mouth like this?
If you didn't know what was going on, you must have been a bit like, is he okay, face wise?
I remember I watched this with my brother and his wife, and they were so confused. Just afterwards, they were just like, what a confusing film.
It is.
They had seen some of the others, and they were just like, not a clue. Not sure what was happening at all. They were like, God, everything just got overcome very easily, didn't it?
It did. It was this film. So now this is like the part of the film where all hope is lost because...
But they don't really
make
you feel that.
They don't
or
care.
Anything.
Aquaman like grabs a computer and throws it against the wall, and like Batman's like, don't do that. So like, now hang on, it's a pickle, but let's not get crazy.
It definitely felt like just Ben Affleck was like, it's an odd acting choice, please stop. We're gonna make the scene calm.
Yeah, they all get together in the not Batcave, but like what will become the Batcave or the Justice League.
Yeah,
what's their place called? I don't know.
There's a Batcave and then a league area.
A communal area for League, and
there's a league area. What is it? They just like this is a scene where like Aquaman sits on her lasso.
Oh, this is pretty bad.
And it's so bad.
This made me really hate Aquaman.
Yeah.
He pretty much goes like, "You're a woman, and
you're brave and beautiful."
Yeah.
And everyone's like, you're sitting on the... And then he picks it up and he's like, Wah.
I don't want to be seen as a gentle soul. I want to go not fish. I want to kill people with beer. I don't know. He's such a weird...
But it's just like another thing of like... You just feel like it was a student where somebody was like, more people need to say that she's attractive. Like, it's just weird.
And make him fun. Make him fun. Also, I read some fun trivia that, there's that scene where Aquaman talks in, like, I guess Norwegian or Danish. I'm not sure where they are, but, like,
yeah, I read this fact too. Go on.
He says the line, and everyone, it was so, like, they couldn't understand it, so they put subtitles on his own accent, and everyone in the cinema... like lost it because it's just like what a butcher. Anyway, Aquaman was not a fun addition to this, I don't think.
Yeah, well, he did then turned around and made over $1 billion in his own film.
Yeah, which is apparently that one's fun bad.
I don't think it's bad.
No,
but it's like the level of like a Transformers film where you're like, this is repetitive and exhausting.
Yeah,
and I don't enjoy it very much. has a lot of cool, wacky things in it.
Yeah.
It's from the guy that made like Insidious, and he's Australian, so I'm all for him.
Okay.
And he's young Australian, and I'm like, you make lots
You
of
young farm full of cum. Let's do it.
Anyway, so they get off this plane, and the rest of the movie is just red.
What's up with that?
Yeah. What a weird choice. They were like, there's not enough color in this movie. Make the sky
It
red
looks
for the next
like-
last 30 minutes.
Have you played the Batman Arkham games?
Yeah.
It looks like a cutscene from those.
Yeah, I
But
thought
red.
that when there was a scene where Batman was fighting, and I was like, is this just from the video game?
It looks terrible, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is where I think all of the CGI drops completely in quality.
Yeah.
And it was already weaving in and out in terms of some things look good, some things look bad.
Yeah.
This whole scene is so short and weird.
Was the red just to cover it up a bit? Would that work?
I don't know. Who knows?
Because
Oh, God.
anyway, it's so quick. Superman, it's like, man, all hope is lost.
Mm.
Those peasant Russians, we saved those, but truly we're gonna lose.
There's a thing that I thought that made me laugh out loud is when Superman comes in and everyone's happy, Batman's face, or Ben Affleck's face, looks like Aziz Ansari's smile. And he's like, he's so excited. He's like,
So
Superman!
chuffed.
Yay!
Yeah, Superman!
That's pretty much it, though. It's so, he's like a kid getting a present on like his 3rd birthday or something, just mouth drops, smile widens, and I'm like, you're fucking Batman, get it together.
You're the leader, I assume. Okay, Superman rocks up, and I shit you not, just wins.
He basically rocks up and he's like, move aside.
One guy with a hammer. Yeah, I can do that.
Don't you think that they kill him? Actually, no, there's a part where Cyborg gets ripped in half.
Yes.
And it's like not even played for a moment or like oh shit's getting real or anything.
No, it's just
he's just kind of ripped in half, and then a scene later, Batman's like, and we'll just pop it back on.
He's like, wow, this technology that I don't know what's going on is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
The film,
I thought this was like a Pixar film, like a kid's film.
yeah,
Wrapping it up in terms of like, ooh, he feels fear and his own people turning on him.
it's powerful.
So silly.
So
So silly and childish. It's from that Legends of the Guardians film. I think they do it in
The owl one.
No, the
Oh, the one with the
Sansa and the rabbit and the boogeyman.
the one with the Jack Frost.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I've not seen that one.
Oh,
That's
okay.
crazy. That's okay. The film. I can't believe the film just ends here. I looked at the time. I'm like, we have like 15 minutes. What have we got to do?
No, this is the thing that confused me. They all stand at the top, high-fiving and shit.
Yeah,
Looking at grass grow? Is that what the villain was trying to do?
I think just destroy.
So was he was making...
It's an environmental film.
Oh.
That's pretty powerful. The film then wraps up with, hey, Flash got a job. His dad's proud.
I'm going to say right now, Billy Crudup as the dad outacts everybody in the entire film in the split second of him holding the phone and being like, just trying to process information.
Yeah.
I was like, it's weird. There's subtlety in this film all of a sudden. The fuck was that about?
Lois then...
She's narrating. Was Amy Adams narrating the whole time?
No. She's writing a piece because I was confused. I
fuck
went back.
me.
So she's now, because she's a good journalist, she's writing a piece and reading it out, which turns into narration. Batman buys the Justice League home, I think.
Yeah, no, I think it's his mansion that got burnt down by the Joker.
Yes.
And he's like, we're going to put a round table everywhere, Alfred.
With six chairs. More from... Do we like Gal Gadot's voice? I don't.
I would say she is acting much better in this than I thought she did in her new film.
Yeah.
Which is just odd.
I
My
guess.
2 cents.
Cyborg reconnects with his dad. I'm pretty sure they might honestly be building paper, like little planes together.
I'm convinced they're just building him. He's like, look, I've got you a Lego add-on.
No, Dad, you're wanking me off.
Dad, everybody knows that when you're a robot, your arms are vaginas.
And you've been fingering me for hours.
They brush over. They had a bad relationship, and they just brush over.
They brush
that,
over it so quickly. But there's a shot of Superman kind of like walking into the frame, and the film cuts. Credits roll.
Did this happen for you too?
What?
What do you mean by walking into the frame?
Well, he was like, not, I guess walking. He just sort of goes into the frame. It looks like he's about to talk. And he kind of just like flies down past a building and it just cuts.
Oh, okay. So my YouTube thing just screwed up. Like paused and you could just see him in his glasses.
Yeah.
And then it cut to black and I went, that wasn't the ending, was it? Like it was ended on like, and all we ever need is hope. And like this obscure artsy shot because of the pause of like, you can barely see him, but his glasses are there and it's like, there's an every man lost in all of us. And I was like, this is bizarre.
Oh my god, 5 stars.
I was like, oh, did David Lynch come in and finish this? Wild.
Imagine. Hey, Zack Snyder, we're so sorry about your loss. We've got David Lynch to film the last 20%.
He's like, oh, okay, how's that going to look? And he's like, well, he's going for silent.
He's actually going.
Kyle MacLachlan's every character.
Except.
Thank you for listening.
Do we talk about the end credit scene?
Yeah, go for it, because I've got one good gag. Lex Luthor is starting his own baseball league, a league of their own.
What is this? Because it's Deadshot. That was Will Smith's character.
No. This is Deathstroke.
Oh, for fuck's sake, what do you...
This is what... God. I think this is what Deadpool is a rip-off of? Or maybe this is a rip-off Deadpool. Somebody came up with them and the designs are like...
Your joke was way better. I had some kind of Suicide Squad. So...
Did you watch the foot race bit?
Foot race bit?
Yeah, it's like the Flash and Superman have a foot race.
No.
To find out who's faster.
Oh, that's fun. I didn't get that.
Oh, it's in the middle, and that's when they're like...
I didn't watch them. I skipped. I did not.
Okay, so I think this is the brunch thing, I think, where the Flash is like, if I win, we all go out to brunch together. And Superman's like, alright.
Is it funny?
And then they run. It's definitely a scene that's shot.
And that's my 2 cents.
The original name for the podcast.
I think this is probably a more interesting look at the background.
Yeah,
and I think
this production's fucked up, isn't it?
It's pretty messy, and I'm pretty excited. I don't think I'm gonna watch this one super early.
I'm gonna watch it, and I'll just tell you.
Yeah, give me the gist.
Because I don't know what people are expecting. Because if they didn't enjoy Batman v Superman, I assume it's just going to be more of that.
Yeah.
The only thing that it's going to be a much more cohesive film.
Yeah.
That I'm sure is going to look much better.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That I think are the two things, and perhaps if that makes for a long but better film, good for it.
I feel like, but here's the thing: it's got such disgusting hype now.
I know, for no reason.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be the best. It's like it's gonna be a 7 out of 10.
Maybe lower. Who knows? Yeah. I hope it's good. I would love.
It'd be nice.
How good would it be if, for some fucking reason, this 4-hour film by Zack Snyder was the best superhero movie ever made?
Christopher Nolan's like, I need to go back and make one.
Yeah.
I can't be topped. It would be insane because it'd be a really weird experiment seeing the scenes from like a perfect film made into a shit film.
Yeah,
like it'd be weird.
I know. Pretty wild this is even happening.
It is pretty wild, and this film is such a weird relic, I think.
Yeah.
Which is why we decided not to do it for 3 years, even though the podcast has only been around for...
Yeah, if actually, I'll tell you what, if the Snyder Cut of Justice League has like a bad Rotten Tomatoes score, we're sitting down for 4 hours. I'll tell you what we can do, we can break it into a month.
Oh yeah, break it up. Honestly, it'd be great. Watch 40 minutes like a week.
Yeah, oh god, that'd be great.
That would be great.
We're going to start doing the podcast in a new way where we watch a minute of something every other week.
And maybe we'll upload it, who knows.
Oscar, who do you think would watch this?
Now? Are we talking about like now?
Like let's say now.
So like
we're like 3 weeks out from the new cut of the movie.
All right. Well, first off, people that keen for the new one want to see how shit the old one was, but that stuff. I'm thinking once the new one's out, who actually would watch this one? I think insane fans that are doing like a
retrospective watch
Yeah.
of everything.
Well, look, let's say the Avengers had this sort of thing. Oh, do people watch the Hulk? You know how Hulk kind of like the weird child, the black sheep of Avengers?
Yeah,
Are people watching Hulk? This feels like
surely not.
somebody would be.
I watch it whenever I'm like, I'm gonna just watch them all. I
Yeah.
do that every 5 to 30 years. I'm 60 for the person listening at home.
And you've been time traveling quite a bit, haven't you? You've seen how Thanos gone back, doesn't he?
That's the other thing about this movie as well, is there's so many questions left at the end of Batman v Superman,
Yeah.
and none of them are answered with this film. Like, they've all been cut out. Like,
What were some things raised?
Flash travels back in time
Yep.
to tell Bruce Wayne some stuff. There's a nightmare sequence showing that Superman's turned evil and is killing everyone.
Which I guess was that kind of bit.
Well, no. So there's a whole thing where he has like a black suit. It's like it's set in the after the world's been decimated by Darkseid.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like just a handful of things that are all like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Carl, who do you think would watch this?
God, maybe like I'll tell you what it does feel like. Genuinely feels like a Saturday morning cartoon come to life in terms of being nonsensical and loud.
It's like a Disney like cartoon that they've given a budget for a film.
Yeah, I think. Do
you ever watch the Drake and Josh movies?
No, I saw the Sweet Life movies.
That's pretty much what this is.
Yeah, it feels a bit like it.
Yeah. Like a bigger budget, but it's still very cheap.
Well, who knows if it's even a bigger budget?
We don't know.
It's just the reshoot budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say probably maybe like a very tired 10-year-old boy.
Yeah. Because it is quick. I don't think a kid's watching a 3-hour-and-a-half film.
No, absolutely not. And the new one is MA, I think, or R, so...
Yeah, I think a lot of people were pushing for that. I remember when it came out, everyone was like,
well,
make it R.
The other... What's it called? His other extended version of Batman vs. Superman is, like, violent.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's MA or something, so... Anyway...
We'll find out.
That's what it is. That's a thing we did.
That's the thing.
We've done the thing that we said we would do.
God, we got a tune in our hearts.
I think we do. Oscar, what's your palate cleanser for this film?
A genuine palate cleanser. I watched the Lego Movie for like the 40th time. It's the best movie ever. What do you want? It's fucking funny. Makes me cry.
Does it?
First time I did.
Yeah, when'd you cry? When he lost his spaceship. When Spaceman lost his spaceship.
Don't mock me, you coward. I've seen you cry at other things.
Oh, I cry at everything. I'm a fucking emotional wreck.
I think I like the message of like playing with Lego. Sounds so lame when I say it. I don't care when it's double.
There is a nice message to it. I remember that is a movie that
Yeah.
should be nowhere near as good as it is.
No.
It blew me away when I saw it in cinemas.
I remember there was some like little bits of like, that's gonna be so tacky.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck, that was one of the
It's
greatest.
what you think the Playmobil movie turned out to be.
Yeah, exactly. What's it called? I didn't even win an Oscar. That fucking Big Hero 6 won an Oscar.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
And that's bullshit.
Did it because it got itself eliminated because of the people in it?
What?
Lego movie?
No, it was nominated.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought leading up to it, I feel like it was a thing where it was like, oh, it can't be nominated because there's people in it.
Maybe it did. I thought it was nominated.
It got nominated for song.
I know, and it lost that as well.
Yeah, it should have won it.
Yeah. Wait 2 seconds. Let me find this. Didn't get it. It was snubbed.
Yeah.
That is a crime.
I feel like it might have been because of that.
Just
that there's people in it.
So upsetting.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Love the film.
Mm.
How dare it not get any award? But then they've got their Oscar for Spider-Man now, so it's like, yeah.
What do you think is better?
I prefer the Lego Movie.
Yeah.
I think probably like just I'm more attached to the Lego Movie. People love Spider-Man a lot, but I see him as pretty equal.
Yeah.
I'm always surprised at how highly rated the Spider-Man one is.
Yeah.
Compared to Lego Movie.
Yeah.
But there's parts of Spider-Man I'm always very impressed with.
Mm.
Just more the art style. Like that's pretty beautiful how they did that. They just always come up with like, let's just make a new style of how to make animation. And it always works.
Yeah, they keep crushing it, don't they? Good for them.
Good for them.
Good for them.
What do you think? Which one do you prefer?
I think Lego Movie's more funny, but I think I like probably Spider-Man more. I just feel like it hits a lot of beats like really well and really effortlessly.
Yeah.
And they turn like jokes into dramatic beats.
They do.
Like that one where it's like, it's like they keep, it's like, we'll do this one last time, and it's like people's origins, and they throw down a comic sort of thing. And like when he finally like falls down backwards or whatever, his comic like falls down sort of thing, and I'm like, effortless.
There's so many little
bits. It's actually effortless.
Yeah, they're like, fuck, you guys must have spent. God, and I like that they're spending 3 years on this next one. It's like, fuck me, dead.
It also sounded in the lead up to it like a fucking mess. In terms of like Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse, an animated Spider-Man movie, I was like, who's gonna fucking want to watch that? Yeah, I thought it was sick.
And it's one of the best superhero movies.
I think so.
It's also hilarious. I think
also really funny.
Don't give the comedy. That little bagel gag.
Oh, hilarious. There's also him crying about being a seahorse. It's like his relationship's blown up and he's watching seahorses on television. They're like mate forever and he's like, I need my seahorse. Like, there's a lot of like good stuff in it. Jake Johnson as a voice actor is really good.
Yeah. What was your palate cleanser, Carl?
I watched Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar. Have you heard of this?
No.
Yeah.
Never.
Okay, so this is a new film by the writers of Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
It stars Kristen Wiig and the co-writer as the leads.
Nice.
And it is getting lots of rave reviews. Didn't get a cinematic release. It's very funny.
Nice.
And it's about these two middle-aged women who are like have a great strong friendship and are like really like low-key Americans or whatever. And they go to Vista Del Mar in Florida for a weekend to try and re-energize themselves. And there's like a sinister... Oh, for fuck's sake. Shut up! And there's like a sinister thing happening. It's very much like Zoolander or...
Fun. Is it just like a good straight comedy?
It's like near spoof.
Yeah.
Like, but playing it as its own straight sort of plot.
Very nice.
It's rocky to begin with, and then I think as the movie goes on, always gets progressively funnier.
Nice.
So yeah, it's not at all what I thought it was going to be. It's so wacky. Kind of plays me kind of like an episode of Community or something.
Very nice.
So it's so outlandish. It's definitely stupid. But it's a lot of fun, and I can imagine, watching it on my laptop at home, I was like I can acknowledge that I thought it was good and funny, but I was like, fuck, if I saw that in an audience, I reckon I would have really
it always
loved
adds it up. I swear, a theater gives it like extra star.
Oh,
just like everyone's laughing, like, you know what, I'm with you guys.
Yeah.
We're all laughing.
Yeah, so I would suggest seeking that one out. It's a good, fun, original. Also, movies like it don't get made much. Yeah, it's so outlandish and stupid. So. Recommend.
Nice.
Yep. Do music?
Sorry? Do the music.
Like, are we doing music next?
Oh, the Sia one.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry. I thought we meant like, are we doing music? I'm like, I guess we can make a band. Yes, sir, yes. So just gonna say we have a break from superheroes. I'm gonna say like...
Yeah, just be like, we're taking a break to do... Sia's music. Fuck it, say it was recommended by somebody.
Yeah.
See if I care. Alright, is it my...
It is yours.
We gotta get this printed out. Alright guys, so next week we're going to be giving our superhero month a bit of a pause. And we're going to be reviewing Sia's new stink bomb of a film, Music, named after the titular character, Music. And this is because we've had somebody write in and tell us to review it. And you know what? We fucking cater a podcast around anyone that fucking talks to us.
If you want to bully us and literally tell us what to do,
we'll let you.
Let us. Ask www.podcast@gmail.com. Bully us.
Yeah.
Tell us to do whatever you want.
As we say before, give us like mail, give us hate mail. I don't know, send a gift. That'd be fun.
A GIF or a gift?
A GIF
Both.
of a gift.
Powerful.
Yeah.
If anyone does that, they're getting no recognition.
No, you don't get your name. If you go above and beyond in trying to impress us, you get no recognition.
Redacted.
We want bottom of the barrel fans.
I want not even that. I want passive fans. Just No, I'm not going to don't email us, actually.
You know, don't talk to me.
Exactly.
And you know what? This goes out to you too, Oscar. The podcast's done.
Wow.
No, but please tune in next week for
Tune
music.
in. We're going to have to watch music. All right, thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
The Mother Cube.
Mother. My name is Stephen Wolf, and I'm looking for my mother.